It's me, Mario. Hello.
Hello, this is Dr. J here with my latest Let's Play of probably my all-time favorite Mario game, Super Mario 64. The first 3D Mario game, and in my opinion, still the best. Not that, for example, Super Mario Odyssey on the Switch is by any means a bad game, but in my opinion, the sheer classicness of Super Mario 64 has yet to be surpassed. The Nintendo 64 had a lot of games that hold a lot of nostalgia for me. The N64 is the system that I had in my early teen years. And between Super Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, and Mario Kart 64, the original Super Smash, and some lesser known but still awesome titles like Mischief Makers, really made the Nintendo 64 quite a special system to me. But let's not just spend all day babbling on. Let's go ahead and just dive into this, probably my all-time favorite Mario game. And quit abusing poor Mario's face. Now, it has been, I think, over 20 years since I played this game, but I am doing practice runs, as you can see here, before I do an actual recording, just so that I'm not completely inept and incompetent due to not having played this game in over 2 decades. So we will be using a different save file from my practice run for when I do these actual recordings. Alright, so let's get started.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Well, that's straight and to the point. I wondered how I was going to map the weird Nintendo 64 controller buttons to a modern controller, but I managed to make it work out okay. The sort of epiphany was when I realized that I can map the 4C buttons to just the right analog stick, which might sound weird, but it actually works out quite well. And from there, the controls, if anything, are actually nicer than they were on the original Nintendo 64 controller. Mario explodes onto the scene through a sewer pipe, because that's how people get around in the Mushroom Kingdom. It's a weird place. Alright, so we'll get a number of tutorial message boxes like that. We can see that these are early 3D graphics, so you know, they're not going to win any awards for technical sophistication. But I like the art style of this game. I like how incredibly bright and colorful and saturated it looks. And everything looks pretty sharp, low resolution textures aside. In my opinion, this looks better than original PlayStation 3D graphics tended to look in general. Alright, Princess Toadstool's castle is just ahead. Alright, more tutorializing. Since I haven't played this game in so long, brief practice runs aside, I have a perfect built-in excuse for when I perform very poorly while playing this game. Notice the nice attention to detail with those birds that fly away as we approach. You can clearly see that these trees are not 3D objects at all, they're just sprites. From the fact that they always look exactly the same no matter what angle you look at them from. These were early days, hardware wasn't very powerful, so you gotta cut it some slack. I do think they did an excellent job of modeling a very peaceful scene around the castle here. Looks like it empties out onto either the ocean or an enormous lake. And then, of course, the castle itself has some nice appeal, even if it's a little weird that Peach has a stained glass window of herself on the side of her castle there. Oh, here comes Lakitu. Sort of the weird conceit of this game is that the Lakitu brothers are reporting live on Mario arriving at the castle and his exploits that ensue. And so they're kind of the excuse for why there's cameras following you around. Now, you can't quite have full freeform control of the camera like you can in a twin-stick game, which is unfortunate, and it's the one part of the controls that haven't aged great. But you controlled the stick with the C buttons, and having mapped the C buttons to my right analog stick on my controller, we get a nice greeting from Bowser, and a pretty nice little laughter sound effect from him. But anyway, since I mapped the C buttons onto my right analog stick, it's almost like having fluid camera controls. Not quite, but it's close-ish. Here we run into our first Toad. He tells us that everybody's trapped inside the castle walls. Bowser has stolen the castle's stars, using their power to create his own world in the paintings and the walls. Please recover the power stars. As you find them, you can use their power to open doors that Bowser has sealed. So that's basically the objective of this game, is to find stars, open doors, and we have to defeat Bowser several times. You don't have to get every star in the game to defeat Bowser for the third and final time and then win the game, but I'm going to be 100%ing this and getting all 120 stars. 4 rooms on the first floor. Start in the one with the painting of the Bob-omb inside. It's the only room that Bowser hasn't sealed. So that's where we have to go to start getting stars so we can unseal other rooms. He is wrong about the princess being inside the room with 8 stars, because that would make for a pretty short game. And if we look here, we can see that there's sort of nice cloud sky paintings on the walls here. All very nice and peaceful looking. But yeah, I feel like if you were to just take the classic essence of what Mario is and turn it into a 3D game, you get this. Like, this game is basically a perfect distillation of the essence of the Mario franchise, at least in my opinion. And the subsequent 3D games, like that... Oh geez, its title is escaping me. The one where, like, there's an island that has been vandalized, and you have a water shooter, and you have to go... spray down all the paint to clean it up because people thought Mario did it. What the heck was that one called? Anyway, that one, Super Mario Odyssey, those were all good games, really fun, but they just don't have the classic Mario feel of this game, in my opinion. And the gameplay of this still absolutely holds up. So that's why I feel this is the best 3D Mario game, and in my opinion, best Mario game made to date. And you can see there's a nice courtyard here that I've been kind of looking around at while I'm babbling on about how much I love this game. And kind of a cool little star sculpture in the middle of this fountain here. All very peaceful and serene and tranquil. It makes it seem like this castle would be a nice place to live until Bowser shows up and, you know, starts making everything terrible, as he does. Just more tutorializing from these signs. I remember how to play the game, at least after doing a bit of a practice run. I say that and then I immediately screw up. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Standing backflip. Now if you crouch as you're running and then jump, you can do a long jump like that. Anyway, that's enough just looking around the different parts of the castle for now, because there's not much we can see, as that Toad informed us. Just like he said, we have to go in here first, to the first of the action stages, which we can access by jumping through this painting here. To the Bob-omb Battlefield. And one of the things I like about this game is it gives you hints as to where all of the stars are by the name of the star. Like this one, Big Bob-omb on the summit. So you're not completely blind trying to find the stars with no direction whatsoever. We're in the middle of the battlefield. More tutorializing, yep. Alright, so there's these peaceful pink Bob-ombs. Never mind why a living bomb is peaceful. We can talk to them. If we wander around here, we're liable to be plastered by a water bomb. The enemy Bob-ombs love to fight, and they're always finding ways to attack. This meadow has become a battlefield ever since the big Bob-omb got his paws on the power star. Can you recover the star for us? Cross the bridge and go left up the path to find the big Bob-omb. Yep, I can do all that for you. How about your buddy over here? It's dangerous ahead, so listen up, cross 2 bridges, watch for falling bombs. Big Bob-omb is at the top of the mountain. He's very powerful. Don't let him grab me. These pink Bob-ombs are called Bob-omb buddies, and they're on my side. Well, that's nice. And yeah, since this is the first action stage in the traditional manner, it's very bright, colorful, has sort of a green pastoral look to it, upbeat music. A very friendly start to the game. I really like it. Again, this is basically a perfect way to start the game with this kind of environment. There are all these red coins we can collect, but we're going to save that for a little later. Watch out for this Chain Chomp. He hurts. And there's nothing we can do to kill him either. So we can only avoid him. There's the fabled triple jump. This game controls so smoothly. Like, aside from the fact that the camera controls are a little bit clunky, because they were controlled with buttons instead of another stick, other than that, the controls have absolutely held up over time. This controls just as smoothly as, like, Super Mario Odyssey does. And I really like the action stages. They're not very large, but the designers did a fantastic job of getting the most they could out of the relatively limited size they had to work with for these. Oh no! I jumped right into that. But you can get health back by collecting coins. Yeah, they did a great job of getting all they could out of the relatively small size they had to work with. And I actually kind of like how they're relatively compressed. It just makes for very tight design. There's nothing wasted. No wasted space, no emptiness. Everything matters. Here's Big Bob-omb with his fantastic mustache. I'm jealous of how good this guy's mustache is. Even if he is kind of a jerk right here. It's probably the Power Star influencing his mind. He challenges me. I must prove myself in battle. Well, I can do that. And he is honorable / stupid enough to tell us how to beat him. Pick him up from behind and hurl him to the royal turf. I think that you cannot. Well, I think that I can. Bring it, Bob-omb King. Yeah, King Bob-omb is awesome. His mustache is incredible. Anyway, yeah, we just have to run behind him. He's very slow. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to grab him, like so, and give him a toss. Need to make sure that I stop a bit before I hit the whatever button this is. On my controller, it's the Y button, but it sure wasn't the Y button on the original N64 controller. Need to make sure I stop before I press that button, or I do that, okay, well, now he's not doing it. You're making a liar out of me, Mario. You're making me look like a fool. King Bob-omb was not very tough. I have defused you, yes. Ooh, have to pick up the pace to take King Bowser by the tail, already giving us hints as to how we'll fight and defeat Bowser. Methinks my troops could learn a lesson from you. Here is your star, as I promised, Mario. Well, at least you're honorable in defeat. No one with such a magnificent mustache could be otherwise, right? That's how it works. And here's our first Power Star. Here we go! This game is just so bright and friendly and fun to play. I love it. Save and continue. So now we can open some of the sealed doors. Show the princess's room on the second floor, and the room with the painting of the Womp's fortress on floor 1. Bowser's troops are still gaining power, so don't give up! Save us, Mario! Keep searching for stars! Maybe that's Peach speaking to us telepathically? I have no idea. Probably not, because she said the princess's room. I don't think she'd refer to herself in the third person. Anyway, we could explore, but we can get more stars from here, and we're going to do that first. Foot race with Koopa the Quick. Spoiler alert, he's actually not very quick. At least, not yet. Let's see what the pink Bob-omb has to say. The big Bob-omb is nothing but a big dud now, but the battle for the castle has just begun. Other enemies are holding the other power stars. If we recover more of them, we can open new doors that lead to new worlds. My Bob-omb buddies are waiting for you. Be sure to talk to them. They'll set up cannons for you. We won't actually do that yet. We don't need the cannons yet. Instead, let's go over here and talk to Koopa the Not-So-Quick. He'll become much quicker later in the game. Much later. Yeah, we did beat Big Bob-omb. How fast are we? Pretty fast. Fast enough to beat me, Koopa the Quick? I don't think so. Just try me. You overestimate yourself, Koopa the Quick. And I will show you how much you overestimate yourself. Now, we actually don't have to be terribly fast in order to beat him. And I risk messing up and embarrassing myself if I try to get too fancy. So I'm not going to be doing too much crazy jumping to make sure we get a good time. Totally unnecessary. Alright, good job, me. Obviously, if I weren't in a hurry, I'd be a little more careful about getting by those rolling balls. Alright, we should be way ahead of Koopa because, contrary to his name, he's actually really slow. It is possible to lose to him if you mess up a lot, but you have to, like I said, you have to mess up a lot. If you just run up the mountain in a halfway competent manner, you will beat him by a mile. Watch out for these giant iron balls that roll down at you, though. Alright, we got here way ahead of our friend. I don't know where he's even at. Here he comes. Hey, Koopa. Been waiting for you, buddy. Whoa! Personal space, dude. Personal space. I did win it fair and square. You are correct. Please stop trying to null my head. At least he's a good loser. He acknowledges his defeat. Alright, that's 2 stars acquired. And we're gonna, as soon as I do this correctly, there we go. Arrgh, you're making me look a fool. Alright, we're gonna go right back in and get another one. Shoot to the island in the sky. This time we're gonna need the cannons. So we talked to this friendly pink Bob-omb here. We're peace-loving Bob-ombs, so we don't use cannons. That's just so weird. But if you'd like to blast off, we don't mind. Help yourself. We'll prepare all the cannons in this course for you to use. Bon voyage! Alright, so then, as he said, we can now hop into these pits to activate cannons and then shoot wherever we want. We don't want this one, though. In order to have a good shot at the island up there, that flying island... Oh, hey. Get wrecked. I'm trying to demonstrate something here, Goomba. In order to get at that flying island up there, which is where the next star is, we're going to want to use a different cannon that's a little closer to our target. Look out for the chain chomp. Try not to get hit by these evil Bob-ombs, which, unlike the peaceful Bob-ombs, chase us around and try to explode on us. But the cannon we want is going to be on the mountainside. Wow, did you see that thing gun for me? I dodged it, though. Alright, cannon's coming up. Not that one. That's the one that's shooting water balloons. I don't think we can even use that one. No! What have I done? Okay. Let's try this again. With less fumbling this time. Such peppy music. This is the kind of memorable music that sticks with you. I still remembered it even after having not played the game for 20 years. Anyway, this is the cannon we want. And in order to reach the island, we're going to want to aim just about here. Pretty much right at the red coin. And the star... There we go. Like I said, the camera controls are the clunkiest thing about the game. The star is going to be right in this block. Power Star number 3. Acquired. Here we go. Alright. We've now recovered 3 stars. Now we can open any door with a 3 on its star. We can come and go from the open courses as we please. Enemies ahead are even meaner, so be careful. Well, they haven't been too mean so far, have they? Back in we go. Find the 8 red coins. Alright, so that's going to be our next challenge. Maybe edit that part out. Alright, so every course has 1 star that you acquire like this. You have to get all 8 red coins. Each course also has one where you have to get 100 regular coins. Although I'm not sure if that one is even made explicit. That might just be sort of a quote-unquote hidden objective or hidden star for each course. But the 8 red coins objectives are made explicit. And the way that the coins are laid out obviously is going to vary depending on the course itself. Sometimes finding the red coins is the easy part, but getting them is technically difficult because of tricky jumps or something. Sometimes the coins aren't too hard to get once you know where they are, but finding them is the hard part. Because this is the first course, they're not particularly difficult to find or particularly difficult to acquire through jumping and all that kind of thing. We're already up to 5 of them, so only 3 left to go. Wow, that water balloon just landed right on our heads. Now, one of the few that you could potentially miss is under this bridge here, where, as you can see, there's also a 1-up mushroom. Alright, we have acquired a 1-up. And attracted the attention of a rude Bob-omb. Get the camera behind us. Alright, then another red coin up here. I don't think we can get it like this, though. I think we're going to have to slide down to that one. That one right there is probably the trickiest one. It's the only one that has any technical difficulty to acquire here in the Bob-omb Battlefield. Oh, wow. Did you see that thing gunning for me? Watch out for those iron balls. It's almost like they have a mind of their own. Okay, so this is a little hard. I might miss it. You have to slide down to this coin. Okay, thankfully the collision radius is generous and it gave it to me. Even though it didn't really look like I got it. 1 left to go. And that one, if you remember, is right up there on the flying island. So we're just going to need to use the cannon to blast our way up there again. Jump over these. As you can see, the camera, as I keep saying, is the one thing about this that's a little awkward. It doesn't always do a great job of giving you the angle you want. So you have to do some manual adjustments now and then. Man, if they were to release a remastered version of this game with updated camera controls, it would basically be the perfect Mario game. It would be amazing. Alright, so we already did this once before. And fire. Now we just climb up the tree. Now it doesn't really do a fantastic job of showing you where that star is. It's, let's see. Trying to get my bearings here. Okay, that's the starting location. There it is. Oh, come on. Right there. That's where the star appeared. Honestly, if you're not paying close attention, just figuring out where the star appeared is one of the trickiest things about getting this particular one. Now, when you have a long jump like that, if you just do a ground pound, you can prevent yourself from taking falling damage. Useful tip to know. Okay, camera, what are you doing? What are you doing? See, I want you pointing that way. Star number 4. Acquired. Save and continue. Okay. I think there is... Well, we could probably get multiple stars here still, but there's one more that I'm going to go for in the Bob-omb Battlefield right now. It's actually not the one that it's advertising here, Mario Wings to the Sky. In order to get that one, we need an item we don't have yet. But you don't have to get the stars in the order that it tells you to get them. So we're actually going to go for a different one than the title of the one that just popped up. We could probably get the 100 coin star right now as well, but I'm going to leave that for later. Instead, the one star that I'm going to go for right now, get out of here, you, is one of the more difficult ones on this particular course. It's that one behind those bars. We need to let Chomp Chomp loose, or Chain Chomp loose, by stomping on his stake. And I did it, although he bit me once. You need to stomp on his stake 3 times. He breaks loose and busts open the bars for you, and that's how you get this star. Honestly, I got kind of lucky, because landing right on his stake, doing the ground pound right on it, can be hard to aim correctly. And I didn't even have a good view of it. I kind of did that blind. So I'm actually, like I said, I got lucky hitting it like that. Alright, now we've got 5 stars. I think that's probably good enough for this first foray into the wild and fun world of Super Mario 64. So next time we're going to go to the next action stage and pick up some more stars. Hopefully you'll join me for that, and I'll see you then. Bye!